Welcome to this channel. So today I will share with you the part 2 of looking into General Qi Jiguang's classic or General Qi Jiguang's standard operating manual to train his army. Now, you might question me, why am I sharing this? So I am sharing with you why am I sharing this. So people who watch these videos or this series of videos 10 years later, 20 years later, or 50 years later, after I'm gone from this world, will be able to know why I'm doing this. The first reason why I'm doing this is because this is Chinese culture. I don't know what will be preserved in Asia, but in Silicon Valley, I like to preserve this so that everybody know what it is. The second thing is, today around the world, there are millions of people who practice traditional Chinese martial arts. And out of that millions of practitioners, there are at least thousands or tens of thousands of good people, even though they are not Chinese. They love the traditional Chinese martial arts. So they deserve to know what it is. And because if they know this, they know how to improve themselves, they know where to look for informations, and they will be able to continue on. See, traditional Chinese martial art is not necessarily belong to Chinese. I am not Chinese. By definition today, I'm American. Okay? So we want everybody to have a solution. We want everybody to be good. Okay? Now, so there's the second goal. The third goal is, I would like all of us here know that that's how I learned classical Chinese in my time. Of course, I have so many teachers who is teaching me on this thing. As you can see that in the previous video, part 1, I shared with you that it is only 15 Chinese character, and there are so many things in that 15 characters. Well, that is classical Chinese. When I was young, when I studied this thing, one character, if I don't understand, I have to go check into the reference of the classical before or prior to this classical. That's how we learn. So the Chinese, the ancient Chinese, the writing is really precise and concise and really very short. Like for example, you know, like body method last time, we said body method. Only 2 characters and there's so many things there. But if we don't know about the ancient Chinese classic prior to that, we have no idea what it is. We have no idea what is the ancient talking about. This is a Ming Dynasty language 460 years ago. What is this guy talking about? And after 1919, most of us have no idea what they are talking about, because the term the terminology and so forth used is very different from today. Okay, so there are 3 reasons why I'm sharing these videos. And up to now, you see that I'm sharing this based on evidence from classical writing. So in this channel, there's no such thing as Hendrix Wing Chun, Hendrix Chinese martial art. There's no such thing. As I often, even in Asia, I tell people that just look at me like a high school teacher. So my job is just to teach high school class with the material of the high school. That's all. Okay? And we all go to high school. And of course we know that, you know, high school, there is not in-depth style like you go to for PhD or master degree or postdoc degree, but high school is a basic so that we understand what is going on. Okay, so now you know what is going on, okay? Let's get back to here. The General Qi Jiguang's classical. This classical, even though like in part 1 we say it's only 15 character, that 15 character actually is the principle, the basic or the core of fighting. And many of our friends who is in other martial art already messaged me telling me that, hey Hendrik, that is the universal truth of martial art or combat art. Well, it has to be that way, right? General Qi Jiguang writing that manual to train his army, or else one can get the army completely wiped out. So this is the root of it. This is the soul of it. The Chinese always say that we go for the root, not for the branches. Especially in Zen Buddhism, it just go direct to the root and not the branches, because you can forget all the branches, but as soon as you remember the principle and the basic and the core and the soul of it, and you work on that, that is where you can be mastering that art or that subject. So that is how important it is. 15 Chinese character. It tells you the sequence of practice. It tells you what exactly is needed. So welcome to the classical Chinese. That's what it is. So that's why in today, many of the Chinese have no idea what it is. The Westerner scholar have no idea what it is. And they end up with guessing, and nobody know what it is, right? So, in the part 1, we talk about there's body method, hand technique, and footwork. And you must have the body method or body handling, or else all this thing is just, it doesn't make sense at all. It not be able to stand alone without the body method. So there's a saying in Chinese martial arts called 花前绣腿, flowery feast. Flowery, like dance. So what is that? Flowery feast is referred to whatever arts, martial art you learn which is without the body method. So when there is no body method cultivate or develop, that is a flowery art that never works in real life. Okay? So General Qi Jiguang put it down here, right? Now, as in the last time, body method, you know the definition there. It needs to be flexible, and flexible is lively, and it has to be convenient. And so further definitions, more clearly details, is that it has to be fulfill that the torso, the leg, and the arm has to be unity. You be able to contract, extend, and accelerate. So while you accelerate, your entire body, your torso, your arm, your leg go together, and you be able to contract and extend. So it's describing your momentum. Okay? Now, so here still words, right? Words. And words, everybody can go down there and say, oh yeah, this is the my opinion, your opinion, and all those things. And you can see that in today's, in Chinese martial art, everybody have their opinion. But in the ancient, there is no that issue, because it is about natural. So anybody who, we often heard about it, people say that, oh, everything has to be imitate natural. The Chinese, the Tao Te Ching is said, Tao imitate natural. And say, if you study Wing Chun, it said, it has to be like snakes. Has to be like crane. Or somebody say, well, it has to be like tiger. Well, is that become a snake or become a tiger or a crane? No, it just say that it has to base on nature. Okay? It has to be based on nature. And natural what? The body function has to base on natural. You develop the skill or the ability or the condition the body has to base on natural. It's like if you say that this art has to be like snake, and then you stand there, you say I have to have a triangle shape. What are you talking about? You say I have to have a structure, I have to have the triangle shape. And then on the other hand, you say it is a snake's art. This nun called Mui, and he watched the snakes fighting with this crane, and then he created this invincible martial art. And then you look at the martial art, you say that, oh yeah, you have to stand like in a triangle. You have to have a structure. What are you talking about? The ancient didn't say that, right? So, body method. It has to be human. It has to be natural. So, it has to be like this in the tiger. Your body, handling of the body. Is no structure, no triangle. This is natural. This is a baby having fun, attacking his mom. Okay? That is natural. So this is called natural. Okay? Don't get into those, oh, Chinese have this Tai Chi, mind power, Fa Jing. Are you serious? Do you know what the heck you're talking about? The Chinese mean that. So in Tao Te Ching, it says you have to, the Tao is imitate natural. And soft is like a baby, as soft as a baby. This is human world. You don't make a robot out of yourself. Because you are human, you make use of your human nature. So that is the lively and the convenient. If it's not human, how convenient it is. I have to always keeping thinking that I am a robot. So when the ancient Chinese talking about tiger, snake, crane, and everything, is talking about the natural. Whatever you train, it has to base on the natural on that. Okay, so over here, example for body method, as I just share with you here. When a baby having fun with the parents and they just go attack you right away, so it is like a tiger, it just go hop into you. And when you hop into the parents, you can see that the body is going into the parents, and it suddenly extend the body to the parents, okay, and it accelerate like a baby, okay. Why go somewhere else? Okay, we are human. Okay, now we need to be careful here. So natural, right? A baby has to get fit and exercise and do all sort of things so that he can grow up. Same with, if you want to play martial art, you need to develop your, in today's language, your muscular and your cardiovascular endurance. If you don't have that, you're not going to last long. Okay, so this is today's words. Now, if you look at General Qi Jiguang, General Qi Jiguang is known to pick very healthy body, really strong physical body people to make them his army. And he get his army to run miles. He get his army to practice with more heavier weapons and armor than in the real life. So in today's words, muscular and cardio endurance. So 460 years ago, they know that. Okay? Reading the history, that's the truth of it. So you have natural and you have to strengthen it. And in today's language is cardiovascular endurance. Okay? And you have to activate your entire body. So in today's language, for example, I share a deadlift here in the restricting Wing Chun. Why do I share it here? Of course, this is electronic, high-tech stuff, right? I can be able to handle, this is the high-tech quantized training and so forth. And also, over here, I'm talking about muscular endurance and so forth, okay? And if you have a Wing Chun Inception, this H model is dealing with your cardio, your heart rate, and so forth. Cardiovascular stuff, right? The training, VO2 max, and so forth. So, if you look at a deadlift, this is the muscle which is it trained and it developed scientifically today, okay? A deadlift. And you look at today's sports science or rehab science, you have all this is called stability and mobility continuum. with all the joints here. If you count from here up to here, okay, all those joints. So that's today's sports science and rehab science, okay? Now, be careful. Today's science and rehab science in like in the using this fitness tracker and all this and whatever I share with you in the okay, all this curve and so forth. It is science, right? But guess what? Science is based on human body, right? Today's science is based on human body. Not this, I think something, I need to make my body triangle shape or square or whatever or round shape. No. Science is investigation on one's body. So scientific data is based on human body. So like this stability and mobility continuum, you know which joint is for mobility and stability. It's based on human. It's not based on robots. And also in the deadlift, what muscle you turn on or activate, it is all based on human. So that's natural. So science is natural, nature is science. So 460 years ago, General Qi Jiguang is based on natural, and that natural in today's language is science. So you ask me, well, Hendrik, so what did the Chinese do? Well, this is the diagram of the Chinese. This back here, the white one is called the yang side. Yang side, okay? This, the dark one is called the yin side. This is today's. This is 460 years ago, they already have this, the yin and yang. Okay? So, if you look at this, you know they are talking about human. Okay? Using the natural human is not trying to create something else which is non-human. If you look at this, if you don't count this, you leave this spine part alone, you count here, there is 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is your 7 bowls. So the ancient, the 460 years ago and today, actually it mapped together. They're talking about the same thing. And of course, today I have this gadget, like in the Wing Chun Inception, I have all this gadget and all this measurement. 460 years ago, they don't have. But they know they need to get their army to run, General Qi Jiguang. And today, we know that too. And the difference is that we have all this gadget and we know even better training because we know the heart rate zone. At that time, 460 years ago, they need to have experienced people, try and error. Today, we don't, we just get this. Okay? And then we know the 7 bowls, we know it belongs to stability, mobility, and so forth. We use the same thing for rehabs. If people get injury, we use the same thing for training, functional training. So if you just tell me that you have to using the elbow power and so forth, or your spine power without knowing the entire thing, now scientifically I know that you don't know about human anatomy. You don't know about today's science, and you also don't know what happened in 460 years ago. So that is what it is. So you see, this is only very partial of the 15 words within the General Qi Jiguang's writing. And it's already like this. We need to know this. This is just a basic, the principle of training an army. We are not talking about the best fighter of the world or the universe. We talk about have a quality, a high standard, so that all the army train in a high standard and have high skill way. Okay? So now you see this. Now, of course, there are more things in the ancient, which is the 12 meridians. The body's 12 meridians. And how the thing flow, synchronizations. So it is a different way of saying this stuff. Okay, a different way of explain this stuff, and some get deeper. Certain thing in the ancient Chinese, today's sports science still didn't cover, like nurture qi, get into the deep recovery, like I show you in this Wing Chun Inception. But certain thing, it's just like the H model. The H model, the zone 1 to zone 5 of the heart rate, the ancient doesn't have. They're talking about same thing, but it's from different angles, and because we have both of them now, there's no reason that we cannot we cannot make better, because we know both. Okay? And so the training, say in Wing Chun call it what? In Chinese or in Cantonese say Yi Ji Kam Yong Ma. The letter 2 clamping the yang side stance. Wing Chun stance in 1850 is called letter 2 clamping the yang side stance. Remember, this white is all yang. So if you want to have that, you have to be doing like a deadlift to activate all this muscle. That's what it is. That's why it is so important for Wing Chun in 1850 to have the stand properly, because you need to activate all this back muscle. That's the yang side of the muscle. Okay? So again, I'm showing this deadlift in this restricting Wing Chun because the Yi Ji Kam Yong Ma better be able to activate all the back muscle and be able to squat down like you're doing a deadlift. If you cannot do that, meaning you are not activate or strengthening your yang side, which is you must. Okay, we all can read about deadlift, how deadlift train your body, right? So we need to know this. This is the minimum we need to know on the body method. Okay? Without that, this is called flowery. Okay? So I show you just now about the baby and the tigers already. You know how the tiger charge in with their body, and then the baby Okay, the entire thing go, right? Okay. So let's go to the hand techniques, because you need to have this. Only once you are clear on this, you can come here. This is the second step in the sequence, which need to be understand according to General Qi Jiguang's operating manual for training his army. Now, the hand technique, you need to be agile, and the definition is convenient and effortless. So in other words, the hand techniques is going to do the job of attacking. However, it has to be convenient and effortless. Now you're asking me, so I can define convenient and effortless as much as I want, right? We can hear and argue, right? Is that true? No, it is not true. Just look at the baby. What does this baby do? Baby suddenly slap her mom. That is an example of convenient and effortless. Okay? You look at the baby, just go charge in front, and when they play with you, it never stay like that, not slap you, right? It's just go like this and slap you. Go watch the YouTube. Okay? So the body go together here, and then it's slap like that. This is convenient. Anybody need to teach the baby how to slap? Of course. No, we parents get slapped by our baby too, right? Think about it. That is convenient. That is effortless to do the job. The job is to slap you, to hit the target. But it go with even the baby know how to do it in the convenient and effortless way. It's not like baby don't do that. Baby just boom. And of course the body move in. Look at how the baby fight. Okay? Nobody need to teach it. So, one thing I forgot to show you. This is the baby stand in the E.G. Kam Yong Ma, the clamping yang stand. Because if you stand like that, you can do squat, deadlift. Look at the leg. See how beautiful it is? So, get back to here, the convenient is the slap, right? Now, let me tell you, Chinese martial arts, okay? In Wing Chun, we talk about Biuji is, what do you call it? The term ruthless or vicious? Ruthless? No, I don't want to use that. Biuji is poison. No. It is ruthless, okay? Ruthless or vicious, okay? Just try to find vicious or ruthless, right? Biuji, right? Do you know that Biuji is another way of using a slap? If you change the slaps to finger, it is a Biuji. So, remember this? The body method thing? This is showing a Biuji. When this is low, it's a Biuji. When it's high, it is a slap. It is called the Phoenix wing, okay? And this is called a finger strike. So, this is vicious, right? This is vicious, right? This is vicious, right? But this is not that vicious, right? It's still really fast. So that's why they say, you know, in the Qin Creed, if you have this, the 1850s Xu Tao Qin Creed, it said that Biuji is vicious or ruthless, and you use it in emergency. You have to use it in emergency, meaning that you need to be convenient and effortless. You cannot like, oh, I'm going to poke the hell out of you or those kind of stuff. No. So Biuji is used like a slap, very fast, okay? Now, that is can cause a lot of injury, okay? Because on your body and so forth, a small area, and you can shoot in. But slap is, it can be used in emergency, but not hurting people. You slap him, slap, versus pew, okay? You slap or you just cover his eyes, you control him, right? Now, if I change it to a fist, what will this become? If I'm going down, it becomes a chop. If I'm going like this, it becomes a sweep, a soul. And this is a gua. So in the ancient Chinese, it's always say chop and gua hang. Okay, chop and hang, pi gua. Okay, you heard the Chinese pi gua, and if you go Chinese fat, it's so gua. All is from slap. Okay, so this is, nobody need to teach a baby. But when you grow up, this become bad, create more damage. This become create more damage. Okay, so that is what hand techniques about. Not something complicated. Okay, I have to be punching you this way, I have to do this, I do this. No, it has to be as simple as a slap. So if you have a slap, you're changing this tip into a finger, like you're changing a drill bits. It gives different result. But of course, you need to have this. Okay? Without this, even the baby has to slap mommy or daddy has to go like this. When you play with the baby, you know, innocently go like that. So, hand techniques. Now you can see it. Agile, convenient, effortless is like, now you see it, right? So let's not hurting people. Don't use the PUG to poke. You know, change it to the, this thing is heavy thing. Just slapping it. You cut down the damage. But still, you know, we don't want to do that, right? This is for army, right? So, now you know what is the body method? What is the hand techniques is about? It's not, I show you this, I show you this, I show you all kinds of things. It's not. And the same thing, hand techniques. This is the guarding position. When you're afraid, see a baby, when you're afraid. Am I going to do this when I'm afraid? Or doing this, or doing like this? When I'm afraid, or I'm afraid I'm good like doing that. So that is agile, convenient, effortless. Do the job, and it has to be human. So many times people talk about Wing Chun is really human martial art. Is it? So, this is the body method and hand techniques. Okay, there are many things down further in the General Qi Jiguang they describe on this hand techniques and so forth stuff. Okay, so later probably I can share if people are interested on it. Okay, because there's many things. The Chinese is keeping define it. Okay, just to tell you what it is, it define it. So it keeping define it. And so next time we're gonna go for the footwork. Okay, so you see, this is the basic. It's not about I have to have this hand technique, that hand technique. What hand technique? Think about the baby. Think about a tiger. What hand techniques? Okay. So this is to share with you today.